Warm Ayurveda greetings. Warm Ayurveda greetings. Join us. This is for to talk about Ayurveda. Is Ayurveda for me? Is Ayurveda for you? I meet people every single day who have never heard of Ayurveda before. Every single day. And this is in one of the most cosmopolitan parts of the world. And even when we say Ayurveda is at least 5,000 years old, the oldest healthcare system that we have, still I meet, I see, I converse with people, talk to them about Ayurveda where they have never heard of this word before, ever. So today I want to talk about, or talk to those who have never heard of Ayurveda before. And also for those who think, is Ayurveda for me? What can it do for me? So what can Ayurveda do for whom and for what ages? What kind of people can use Ayurveda? As Ayurveda is a holistic science, it's an holistic art and science of living. So what can it do for what kind of people? In what part of the world is it most suitable? So have you ever wondered, or have that question come to your mind? Perhaps if you suffer from a particular medical condition, then you might think, is Ayurveda for me? If you have children, or you have people with older relatives, parents, grandparents, and you might think, is Ayurveda for them as well? So is Ayurveda, what is Ayurveda, whom is Ayurveda for? Who can use Ayurvedic medicine, Ayurvedic healthcare, Ayurvedic therapies, Ayurvedic panchkarma? Who can use all of this? Now, as many of you know, we had an event last Friday, so this is 1 week today, and in that event also there were a few people who had never heard of Ayurveda before. They had no knowledge of Ayurveda. They didn't know that it can do so many things, and even those who knew little bit, they didn't know that the extent of Ayurvedic medicine could be this much. So, and we had a fabulous event last Friday. So those of you who missed it, look out for the next one, because there will be next one very soon. And we will be talking about again some some medical conditions, some health aspects. We will be talking about that. There'll be tips, practical things that you can do in your daily life, day-to-day life. There will be guidance to whatever medical condition you have, so that you can learn it from the experts, that what to do when you have a certain medical condition. So what is Ayurveda? Ayu and Veda. So Ayu is life, Veda is knowledge. So to know knowledge, to know life in all shapes and forms. So we have life when we are happy, we have life when we are sad, we have life when we are healthy, we have life when we are non-healthy or unhealthy. So Ayurveda talks about all of that. And Ayurveda is not only about medicine, medical care, healthcare. It also talks about the environment. It talks about the astrology. It talks about the influence that the planets have on us. It talks about how we should be living our daily life. It talks about how we need to be in conversation with other people, with the psychology. All of that is part of Ayurveda. So it's just vast. I mean, to put it very briefly, it's just too vast, and it includes every aspect of our life, and that's why it's called the knowledge of life. So it's who is it for? So this is Ayurveda. Ayu is life, and Veda is to know life, knowledge of life. Thank you for everybody's best wishes. Thank you. I am doing just a small effort to to talk about Ayurveda for people who have never heard of it, or people who know little bit, or people who have got other medical conditions and they want to use something natural, something simpler, something gentler. This is just my little effort. So please share, please talk about it and ask questions. Please feel free. So I'd be happy to interact with anybody who would like to know more about Ayurveda, Ayurvedic medicine, therapies, and everything that goes with Ayurveda. So, who is Ayurveda for? Who can use Ayurveda? Now, everybody can use Ayurveda. All ages. All ages from day one, or even when children are not born yet, from pregnancy to being a child, to growing up, to going through different stages of life, and even when you are later on in older ages of life. In all ages, you can use Ayurveda. You can use the system of Ayurveda. You can use the knowledge of Ayurveda. And as I said, it is not only a healthcare system. It is a system how to live life, and how to live life healthily, possibly longer as well, for those who want to live long life, but for those who want to have optimal health, for however long one is living, to have optimal health. So it's for all ages, across the board, wherever you are in the world, whatever part of the world you are, not necessarily only in India. Anywhere, wherever you are, Ayurvedic principles can be applicable, and they are applicable to you, and you can use it in some form, shape, as long as you learn it from an expert, from somebody who really knows what they're talking about. So children can use it, adults can use it, older people can use it, really old people can use it, very young people can use it. We can use Ayurveda when we are pregnant. We can use Ayurveda after pregnancy, before pregnancy, during pregnancy, in other medical conditions as well. Now, in some parts of the world, obviously, Ayurveda is not seen as a recognized medical system, and there are many, many countries. But the wisdom of Ayurveda can still be used. And we can always use just even one part of it. Perhaps it's only massage therapy. We can use the Abhyangas. Perhaps it's just the dietary advice that we can use. Maybe it's the lifestyle advice that we can use. So in any part of the world, wherever you are, as long as you're open-minded to using natural methods to live your life, then you can use the principles of Ayurveda. So what is the best way forward for that is to go and see an Ayurvedic practitioner. And I cannot stress this highly enough, even during the event last Friday. And as always, I keep repeating this. Please go and see a trained professional. Somebody who knows what they are talking about in terms of Ayurveda, and in terms of any other therapy or remedy that you want to use. Go and see a professional. Please do not only use over-the-counter herbs, and there are more disadvantages of doing that as compared to advantages. So if you go to a practitioner, then you are learning a skill, then you are learning something for life. Once you know your body type, your mind type, once you know how to live with Ayurvedic wisdom, that's something you learn once, and it's always going to stay with you. So you can use that for yourself, you can use that for your children, you can use that in your household, you can use that for your friends and family. So always go to a practitioner who knows what they are talking about in a proper way. So Ayurveda is across the board for all ages. And if you do not have enough information or knowledge that what kind of medical conditions it might be useful in, is it only for longer term therapy? There is no good cure for many conditions in Ayurveda. Just these are all myths which are obviously around in different parts of the world because we do not know enough about it. So as I said, we do not treat diseases. We treat people. Any holistic therapy treats people. So you as a person, whatever symptoms, medical condition, whatever name and label you want to give it, we are going to treat you as a person. So whatever you may suffer from, whatever long-standing condition, whether it's chronic, whether it's something where there is no cure for it, whether there is something which is perhaps genetic, hereditary, where we cannot do anything about it, at least that's what the notion is, we can do something natural, something beneficial from Ayurveda. And I'm telling you because we can. So in any medical condition, as I said, do not just focus that, okay, I have this medical condition, this person has this medical condition, we cannot do anything about it. We can use therapies and different herbs from Ayurvedic medicine in maintaining the standard of living for that patient. So whatever that patient may be suffering from, we can always use something natural that gives them a better standard of living with their medical condition, whatever that medical condition may be. So if you have anybody suffering near you, with you, yourself, and they think, okay, I don't know if Ayurveda is for me, then go and see a practitioner, because there is always something natural that we can do to ease that medical condition, to help them with that medical condition, with the natural things. So Ayurveda is a system of healthcare. It's an art and science of living life. How to live life in a way that the life becomes therapeutic itself, that we are always living in a way preventatively. So whatever food we eat, the way we live our life, massages that we might do ourselves or from somebody else does it for us, or the herbs that we might be using, or the other mental things we might be doing, for example, affirmations and chanting and mantras and yoga, all of that, or breathing exercises, all of that can be used in most of the people. And these are very, very, at least very much more natural as compared to allopathic medication, if I have to compare. So Ayurvedic medicine is suitable for most of the people. And even where we think it's not suitable, there is always some aspect of Ayurvedic medicine that we may be able to use for that particular patient. But we're only going to find out when we go to a practitioner. So connect with your local practitioner, wherever you are. In UK, we have Ayurvedic Practitioners Association. Like myself, I'm connected with that association. You can connect with this association as well, or whichever part of the world you are, you connect with a professional association, and it's a little bit easier, and you are recognized or seen by the society or by the people who want to use the medicine as a professional who's doing Ayurvedic medicine. And as I said, Ayurvedic medicine is vast, and there are probably millions of ways to use Ayurveda, to practice Ayurveda. No two practitioners of Ayurveda probably are going to recommend exactly the same thing. Also the fact that we all are very subjective. We all are very unique. So any remedy which I am going to recommend to two patients going to be different. Another practitioner who is going to recommend might use completely different, because that's the beauty of natural medicine. We have got so many herbs, we have got so many therapies which we can use. So we do not have just one pill for one person, and that's all we have. So look into Ayurvedic medicine wherever you are, and to connect if you want me to, and I get these queries every single day from different parts of the world. So, and I'm always happy to look into it, that how Ayurvedic medicine is practiced, used in a particular part of the world, and it might be learning for me as well. So wherever you are, connect with the practitioner. If you have, as to say, a proper medical condition. If not, if you just want to use it for lifestyle and you just want to get some dietary advice, still go to a practitioner. And Ayurvedic remedies, Ayurvedic therapies, Ayurvedic lifestyle and dietary advice, it's suitable, applicable to all of us, and we can all benefit from it. But we first need to go and find the proper channel, a supervisor, a practitioner who can give us that advice. So that's one aspect of Ayurveda, is to just find out a little bit more about what it can do for us. And it can do a lot. To put it the simplest way, it can just thank you Alison, Dr. Ellison, nice that you joined us. So thank you very much for your feedback. And again, I am happy to connect with other professionals who do not perhaps know enough about Ayurveda. And as I said, I meet every single day doctors, non-doctors, normal public, anybody and everybody. And I also meet, surprisingly, it's to my surprise, people from the land where the Ayurveda was born. Even they do not know about Ayurveda. So, I love to talk about Ayurvedic medicine because it's fascinating. It's just simply is fascinating. The things which we are proving now with science, we are giving it more credibility with scientific experiments and all of that. That has already been in use for at least minimum 5,000 years. That in itself is a huge testimony to a system. So I'm just fascinated by the wisdom that we have in those Ayurvedic books and pages. It just simply is amazing. And how we can still use the age-old wisdom, thousands of years old wisdom, to modern conditions, or as to say, something which we say, oh, this is just a modern disease. And we can still use Ayurvedic principles for that. And that is just simply, I go speechless when I have read all those old books and books which talk about the history of Ayurveda, and you think, wow, this is amazing. So any health professional, therapists, practitioners, doctors, GPs, consultants who would like to know more, who would like to know more for their patients, I'm always happy to talk, and I'm always happy to be critiqued as well, because we need to be open-minded for everything. And always happy to go and come to you and talk about Ayurvedic medicine. And as I said, and repeat again, is that it can be used for everybody. And we have people who suffer from medical conditions. So we treat people. It's subjective to you as a person, and we treat you as a person. So if you decide that you want to use natural medicine, you want to use herbs, you want to use therapies, you want to use breathing techniques, you want to use yoga, or any of that, or all of that, whether on its own or even with allopathic medication, it can still work. And I like to call it integrated medicine. And I think that's how we should be, collaborating, integrating with other systems of medicine, like allopathic medication, or Chinese medication, or Western herbal medicines, which I am also qualified in Western herbal medicine. So any other system we can integrate, as long as, or with the one main motive, the only motive we should have in mind is the benefit of the patient. And patients, every patient is unique, and it should be their choice. If they want to use natural medicine, should be their choice. For example, in UK now, we have brilliant system of national health scheme. Medicine is free for patients. However, we do not have enough natural medicines, massages or anything. It is there, probably 2%, but it is not there in the wide circulation. And what we need to think about in all of that when we are dealing with patients is the health of the patient. That's the main motive. And doesn't matter how we can attain that. And we can work together. If one has a surgery, need to do something with surgical modern things, yes, we do that. And then we do put them on to some natural holistic therapy like Ayurveda, so that they can have a better standard of living. So always happy to talk to anybody who's open-minded to holistic medicine, Ayurvedic medicine. And I do a lot of work with fertility patients, fertility couples, or couples going through IVF, which is in vitro fertilization. So I manage a lot of things for them so that they can have a better result. And that is also a unique form of working, and it's a form of integrated medicine, because I'm working along with consultants who are doing IVF medication, and I do Ayurveda. So that's how we work together. And the result is we hopefully will have better results for the patients. So same with Ayurvedic medicine. It can be used just only as a lifestyle medication as well, preventative medicine, rejuvenation medicine, or it can be used for serious medical conditions. So everybody or anybody who ever has a doubt that what can Ayurveda do for them, it can do a lot. Even when in those conditions where perhaps you have been told there is nothing that can be done, go and see an Ayurvedic practitioner. You might be surprised what it can do for you. Or connect with me. So you can connect here or connect at the web, via our website, which is ashishveda.uk, or just simply go to a local trained health professional, Ayurvedic physician, who can give you more information. And I can see so many of you liked and also joined me, and thank you for that, because we need to talk about health. Health probably is the only main thing that we need to preserve. Health, mental health, physical health, spiritual health, emotional health. We need to preserve all of that. Once it's gone, it takes far longer to bring it back, as compared to if we can preserve it, if we can do our best to not get sick, then it's far better than to do all the remedies that we might have to do when we do get sick. So do connect. Thank you so much for joining me. I just wanted to reach out to all of you after our event, which was a success, and everybody has given really fabulous feedback. And I'm watching all of them who came to the event for the breathing techniques, because we shared a couple of breathing techniques, and we're going to have a follow-up on those breathing techniques, and I'm already getting feedback from those who are using it. So if you haven't joined us this time, join us next time, and learn some few things for yourself as well. So thank you very much. I hope to see you soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.